What's going on, everybody? I'm Aeneas Hawkins. That is Keith Goon Conlon, and this is the Modelo Blue White Player Show.
Aeneas, how are you?
Goon,
It's been a long time.
It's been much too long, especially for the fall. It's a pleasure to be back here. Obviously, a big week in the history of Penn State football. Penn State, really, as a whole. But before we get into that, obviously, we're not joined here today by both of our young guy, Landon Tangwall, who is faking sick because the Pittsburgh Steelers got embarrassed by the Eagles on television last night. So, Goon, before we get into anything else, let's start there.
All of a sudden, Mr. Pittsburgh Steeler himself, Landon Tangwall, says,
he's got a bellyache now.
I have a bellyache now. My throat hurts. I can't come and
now
I can't collect my poison.
Let me ask.
He was talking mad smack.
He was. And here's the thing, man. You know, I am a Bengals fan, so I don't want to get too negative on the Steelers because I am a little biased, but they have received a lot of excitement from the national media, and just the football mind in me, maybe the Cincinnati Bengals fan in me, has not seen it. I'm glad a team like the Eagles has put them back in their rightful place of not truly being elite in my eyes. But you're an Eagles fan, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you're having fun watching the Saquon Barkley show over there.
I love it. I mean, that's what everybody says. It's like one of those things that was just like, I mean, people are like, oh, he's doing greatness. And it's like, we all knew he was going to be great. He just went to a bad team.
Yeah, it was just he needed
some
help.
Honest to God, he didn't have the greatest of offensive lines and while he was playing here.
Nope.
You know, so and then he goes to the Giants and he sure as heck was not playing the good offensive line then.
Not at all.
So it's just fun for me to watch Saquon as a Philadelphia Eagle. I mean, he could be with the New England Patriots and doing well.
Right.
I'm just happy he's doing well.
Yeah, and
I think there's a guy who's shown Penn State very, very well in his career, and even when he was here.
Yeah, I've not heard anybody say anything negative about Saquon Barkley. Obviously not on the field, and definitely not off of the field either. And I think you're right. If you look at any of Saquon's highlights from Penn State or with the New York Giants, it's typically him making three people miss who are coming unblocked by themselves.
He takes the ball, has to get the guy at the line of scrimmage who's just sitting there unblocked for some reason. There's a three technique unblocked. He has to skip that guy. Then he's going to play a linebacker and then this and that. But now he has a bunch of meat in front of him. I mean, you're talking about a big offensive line in the Eagles.
Yeah, they're massive and they are physical.
Honest to God, bro. I mean, I did this event the other day for Dawkins Family Foundation. Tyler Warren was there.
Yep.
And people were shocked at how
he's a big kid too.
6'6".
Yeah, he's a true 6'6".
You're not hiding. He's not hiding him. I took a picture with him. I had my wife take a picture, and I said it to all my friends. I'm like, this is the true size of this kid. He doesn't look that big.
On the field, he doesn't look that big.
Our offensive line is pretty damn big.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job recruiting offensive linemen here. I mean, really, from the time I got here in 2018, there were some good pieces on that offensive line. Ryan Bates being one of them, Connor McGovern. But just in terms of the depth that they have across the board and the talent that they have, they've only continued to get better year after year. And ironically, this was a year where they really should have taken a step back. You lose Olu Fashanu to the draft. You lose Caden Wallace. You replace Hunter Norzad, who's with the Kansas City Chiefs. And in my opinion, although it may not be a star-studded of a lineup up front, they're playing better than they have in recent memory.
Yeah, I mean they're working. They're imposing their will on people out there.
They certainly are,
and that's what's going to be needed to be done this weekend.
No doubt. Well, let's get into it. So SMU's coming into town.
I got to stop you right there.
Please go ahead.
Anybody who knows me, I have been begging for this exact scenario since this was announced 2 years ago that they were going to have college football playoffs and home teams.
And what scenario was that?
Waited for a team to have to come into our elements.
Yeah.
Preferably a West Coast team or a Southern team. So we got a pretty Southern team here coming in from Dallas right now.
Yeah.
They're used to the ice storms and stuff like that down there, but they ain't used to the 13-degree temperatures.
There's levels to this thing, Goon. There's levels to this. We just got done talking about an offensive line who beats people up constantly, beats Big Ten opponents up constantly. And now you got to come up here. Do you know the exact number? What temperature? Does anybody know what temperature is going to be on Saturday?
13 degrees.
13 degrees.
29 is the high. I believe that 17 is the low.
Were you a guy? Were you an offensive lineman? Was it no sleeves no matter what? I can't.
I have a great story for you.
Please.
So when I went up to play football in Canada, I go out there and it's like early October, and they're like, "Hey, you got practice today at 4:00," and I'm like, "Yeah, all right." And they're like, "You better put some sleeves on. It's cold as hell out there." I'm in Saskatchewan, dude.
Yes,
that's the
again levels. Yeah.
So, I mean, I've told you this story before. Then I would sit there and I was like, "Dude, I'm from Penn State, man. We're offensive linemen. We don't wear sleeves and stuff like that." And these guys are like, "Dude, it's cold. It's a different kind of cold up here." I'm like, "Come on, you guys are soft and this and that." So fast forward 2 hours later, I'm in the huddle. I have a mitten on,
Okay.
and I'm like holding a towel, shivering, and like they're like trying to like warm me up because I was like, I've never felt anything like this in my life. How cold it was, and somebody gave me a mitten to keep. He wouldn't give me both of his mittens, and I'm sitting there like coldest I've ever been.
That doesn't make any sense to me because if you only have one mitten on at a certain point, what are you
hide the other hand?
Right,
I mean,
you
you
just
can hide
tuck
the
the
other
other
hand.
one. Okay, I guess I didn't understand
It was a sympathetic gesture.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sympathetic gestures, so I mean, I think things have changed now. The equipment budget has certainly opened up for Penn State football over the last couple of years. But again, when I first got onto campus in 2018, there was a hard and fast rule with the equipment managers that the coats on the sidelines were for people who were playing in the games. They wouldn't give out extra socks unless, again, you were playing significant reps in the game. So if it weren't for Yetur Gross-Matos, who was a vet on that team, I would have been without. I wasn't playing at all my redshirt year. I would get a coat. They give me 3 pairs of socks. Hopefully that would motivate me to turning into again a starter on that roster.
Would you have heaters on the sidelines?
We did have heaters on the sidelines, and I actually made it a point because where I'm from, again in high school, there was no sitting on the bench. That was just something that I never grew up doing. My dad, he played 10 years in the NFL, and I never sat on the bench around him. He wouldn't allow it. So when I got to Penn State, the first 3 years, I didn't spend any time sitting on that bench. And then I remember one day being out there full pads. I'm hurt. I'm not even playing. I'm not even close to playing, but they got me dressed up, right? And I decided, all right, my shin's hurt, and I'm going to take a seat. And it was not the right time. Coach Franklin caught it. The one time I sat down, turns around and rips me for not standing up and cheering my guys on. I sat down for 2 minutes max my whole career. And I didn't do it again after that, obviously. That was my luck.
You see the movie Rudy?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
In the movie Rudy, they have the snow scenes.
Yep.
That's Penn State versus Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's 1992 Penn State.
So
I'm in that game.
Okay.
The highlight of my game that day.
What was that?
I melted my cleat.
Stayed by the heater?
Yeah. And it was just like one of those things that was like, everybody's like, oh, we're offensive linemen, we're tough and this and that. And I'm like, dude, I'm not playing. The guys say you're tough. You're out there playing. It's easy when you're playing.
Your body.
You're just standing there as a 13 guard, and you're like, this is horrible.
That's a bad deal.
And then I looked at him, I was like, something's burning.
Yep.
I looked down, and my cleats got a little melt to it right there.
That smell is really distinct. And once you smell it once on the sideline, you know what it is. And people start looking around for who's
on fire. And then the old man, Joe would get mad back in the day. He's looking for a player, and they're down over by the heater.
Yeah.
So he banned heaters for a long time. And like, I'm not lying to you. We had a game in the late 2000s, early 2010s, I think. No, it was late 2000s that we lost at Iowa because our kickers, they were like literally shivering on the sideline.
No heaters.
Joe would not let the heaters out there.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
And yeah, he had to rethink that.
Yeah. Oh, you learned that
there's a picture of Jeremy Boone in between like two like equipment boxes, like just trying to shield himself. It's funny, man. But also, whatever. But I mean, I could be prouder of this team. Could be prouder of Franklin.
Yep.
The way James is. He said for the last year or so, the playoff is the goal.
Yep.
And now we're here. We have a home playoff game. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric. Love everything that's going on. It's going to be tough. I mean, there's a lot of tickets out there. You're out in the world. I mean, people asking you for tickets. I mean, I have people asking me for tickets, but it's like they're pretty expensive. But I'm like, hey, man, they're going to come down because there's people who are going to be like, I'm not going outside in 12-degree weather.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. So obviously, I love Penn State football.
I have heaters at my tailgate.
So
okay, Bubba.
So at first, initially, as you know, they weren't giving out Letterman passes, which is still not the case. They're not giving out Letterman passes.
That's the right thing.
To not give out Letterman passes?
Because college football playoff is in charge of everything.
Correct. Penn State's not even, no doubt. That I understand that factor. So once I saw that, I'm like, it's Christmas season. I'm buying all these degree weather.
Yes. You're not standing.
Let me finish, right? So I wasn't going to. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to want to. More people were asking, are you going? Are you going? Are you going? I'm getting on Twitter. Everybody's excited about the game. I'm like, what am I talking about? I'm going to buy a ticket. Right before I bought it, I walked into a pass, like the most fluke, like very lucky, walked into a pass. So I'm going to be at the game. I'm excited about it. Now, again, I have some relationships with SMU guys and their roster. Go ahead. Can I finish my statement? So what I was saying was I'm friends with some of the SMU guys, and I came to the realization today their entire roster is pretty much comprised of transfer guys. 20 of their 22 starters go. And that, to me, is a testament, again, to this new era of college football, which is absolutely insane to me that SMU, again, was able to find 22 guys and start 20 of them on their team. And then, again, to go make this run that they've had. I mean, I can't remember the last time SMU was this good.
What kind of passes you get from them?
I didn't get, not from SMU. They didn't give me passes.
That's what I'm talking about.
They didn't give me passes. I got a photo media credential. So I'm going to be wearing a vest down there. Now it's going to be tucked under 2 coats because I'm not doing all that. And I think I may have to carry around the camera. So I may be taking pictures.
I do have to, the last time that you and Landon couldn't do the show, I had Trey Bauer on.
Yep.
And our conversation that one night it went like this. He said the biggest sleeping giant in college football is SMU.
They're very good.
Because there is so much money in the NIL money that they are the crazy South Texas people. Yeah. And they come with a lot of money, and they're going to have an NIL full, and it's going to be very easy for them to buy a lot of players.
And that's what they did. But I will also say this. You bring up a good point. Coming up here and playing in 28-degree weather, the field's going to feel like 13. That is a big adjustment to make at this point of the year. They're not really accustomed to it. Yes, it can get cold where they're at in Dallas, which I didn't know until the Cotton Bowl. I was absolutely disappointed by that. I'm down there in shorts and T-shirts. I get off the plane. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, are we that serious? Anyways, the Cotton Bowl.
No, it's December.
But that's a big difference to come up here and have to play in that weather. I think this is a time where Penn State football is going to have to lean on that offensive line. They should run the ball. You got Kaytron Allen, you got Nick Singleton. Feed them. Let them go to work. And I want to revisit the Oregon game, which obviously was a loss. We didn't walk away with the Big Ten championship. But as the viewer and as somebody who has played on Penn State football teams that were right there but really not quite good enough to play with the nationally elite, I was really pleased with the way that team battled. And I think it's a testament to who that team has been all year long.
Yeah, I think that we went out there with that attitude like, hey, let's roll it out there. There's nothing we can lose.
Yep.
Like if we win the Big Ten title. And if we lose, we're going to host a home college football playoff game.
Yep.
So there's no way to lose in that situation. But the other thing that was, the defense scared me a little bit in that game, with what they had given up and stuff like that. But you can fix that. You can't just create a run game over in one
No,
week.
You can't.
And that's what they did to Oregon, who was supposedly one of the top front sevens in college football.
They ran the ball at will.
Oh my goodness!
At will.
It was beautiful.
I wish they would have continued to do it. And that's one thing I noted during the game. I can remember you mentioned the offensive line and where it was when Saquon was here. I can just remember playing Ohio State, playing Michigan, playing these elite teams, and that being the biggest difference. And it was clear that they could run the football and we could not, and that ultimately that would cost us the game. And I did not watch that Oregon game and feel that way at all. As a matter of fact, I left after watching that game feeling like, okay, well, maybe if they call some holding, maybe if the refs let that flag go a little bit more, and if we clean up Drew Aller with an uncharacteristic interception early that results in 6 points. There were small things that hadn't happened throughout the course of the season that I felt like, okay, Penn State football can show up and beat anybody if they play at a high enough level.
That's what I left with too. I mean, I really did. I went out there. I went in with that feeling like, hey, we can't lose here. Let's roll it out there.
Yep.
Let's roll our helmets out there and have some fun. And they had some fun with it, man.
Yeah.
They truly, truly did.
They did. We got to get to the break. On the other end of it, we have some Penn State basketball in the house. Have we announced our guests tonight, or are we going to let that be a surprise for the next segment?
Coach Rhoades and Nick Kern in here.
We got two big-time pieces of that Penn State basketball team that is making a tremendous run. They look good this year. They've been fun to watch. We're going to get into the details over the break. Stay tuned.
WFXS, your sports radio. Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority. WFXS America. 98.7, the Fox State College.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Looking for the perfect gift for the coffee lover in your life? Look no further than W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way in State College. Choose from over 40 different varieties of beans sourced from 25 countries and roasted with love every day here in Happy Valley. And right now, find special holiday gift baskets and flavor variety packs, all available in ground or whole bean. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
With a Timber Kids savings account, you can start to save money, earn prizes, and teach your kids the value of savings. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Building futures is what we do at TFCU.
You really need to belong to a credit union. You belong at TFCU, Timberland Federal Credit Union, a credit union you can grow with.
No matter your message for the coming year, rely on theprinters.com to help you share it. With a broad array of traditional offset and digital printing services and quality reputation that customers have known and trusted for over 50 years, the capable experts at theprinters.com will make you look good on paper. Get started today at theprinters.com. The staff and management of theprinters.com wish everyone a happy holiday season and New Year 2025. Thanks for your confidence and support throughout the year. No matter what you need delivered, trust Handy Delivery to get it done. Experienced professionals are trained to handle your precious cargo with care. Flexible hours fit your busy schedule, and transparent pricing means you know exactly what to expect every time. Go to handydelivery.com or call 814-355-5555. The staff and management of Handy Delivery wish everyone a happy holiday season and New Year 2025. You're tuned in to the Modelo Blue and White Players Show with Keith Goon Conlon, Aeneas Hawkins, and Landon Tengwall. Broadcasting live from the 19th hole at the Penn State Golf Courses every Monday at 6 p.m. all season long. Special thanks to this season's sponsors of the Players Show: Modelo Especial Beer, Lusk & Associates, Sotheby's International Realty, Turner Construction, Austin and Pam Schanfelter, Chris and Lisa Heydrich, Marco Rivera, and Sherry Lane. Now back to more of the Modelo Blue and White Players Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Modelo Blue White Players Show. As always, Aeneas Hawkins, Keith Goon Conlon. We are joined with one of Penn State basketball's finest. Nick Kern is in the building. Nick, how are you doing tonight, brother?
What's up? I'm good, chilling.
Good. You guys are on an incredible run. You guys are playing high-level basketball. It's been a lot of fun to watch just as a Penn State fan, but I want to hear from you what this start of this season has meant to you and what some of your goals are heading into the bigger portion of the year.
This start of the season mean to me, it's just what Coach Rhoades do. He wins. I've been with him for 4 years now, and we always won together. Yeah, can you repeat the second question?
No, I that's you answered the question. That was a good job right there. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. I think it's been clear that you guys play together very well. The team chemistry seems to be high. So give us a little bit of a peek into that locker room and what that dynamic is like with some of the other players on the team and how you guys have had so much success this early.
We bond so much off the court. That's really what the thing is. We be with each other off the court. We go in the gym on off days off the court. We do a lot of things together, eat together, everything. Can I ask this? So with the football team, it always felt like every year there was a different apartment complex each year where all the football team at the same time would decide that they wanted to go live at. Is there a situation now with the basketball team where you guys are all in one complex? You get to hang out a lot off the floor? I mean, no, we all not even in one complex. That's crazy. Some stay on campus. Some stay at the yard. Some stay at the Aspen. And we all different around, but we all find a way to be with each other. No doubt. Your choice to stay off campus or on campus? Definitely, yeah. The coach is going to say, hey, your grades aren't good enough. You can't go off campus. That's the thing. I think Coach Franklin still does that. That's how we used to operate. Absolutely. I don't know if the basketball program is that way. You got to be able to mature enough to control yourself on campus. And then freshman, once you get off campus, it gets a little risque. So let me tell you this, and this is, I mean, we had fun, man. But there was a time, again, where we all lived at the yards, like you mentioned. It was all the football players. And that left side of the yards that you first come in, that whole row was the football team, the first three. So I remember one time, it's still that way. Yeah. We used to win games, Goon, and we would come back, and it was like the most there would be hundreds of cars in these. We wouldn't even have to go anywhere. We would just hang out outside. We'd listen to music, and all the football players were there. So nobody was calling and giving noise complaints because we were all confined, which I thought the Yards of Old State was very intelligent to put us all in one spot and let us enjoy it.
And you guys, I mean, honest to God, what you guys do is what same thing we used to do when you take care of each other.
Yep.
You always have idiots and stuff like that. Just they got to figure out, they got to get their way, but it's also good to have your teammates there who are going to have your back if something does happen and you're going down the wrong path. So
no doubt.
So, I mean, you did 2 years at VCU down in Richmond.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And then you come up here to Coach Rhoades. I mean, tell me what your relationship with Coach is. I mean, he's a good-looking guy and all, but I don't know if I'm following him 5 hours up from Richmond, Virginia to State College, Pennsylvania.
Coach Rhoades is definitely like a father figure, man. I lost one of my father figures when I first got to college with Coach Rhoades, and ever since I lost my my uncle, Coach Rhoades and his coaching staff took me in very well, and ever since I can't look back at that.
Now, let me ask you, so with him taking you under your wing and embracing you as family in a time that was difficult for you, how do you feel like that's affected the way you guys are able to work in terms of your basketball development? Like, do you feel like that's added to it?
I mean, it's nothing but loyalty for real. Like, I know he's going to be loyal to me, and I'm going to always stay loyal to him.
Always honesty, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you ask for as an athlete. I don't care what sport you're playing. Just be honest with me, Coach.
That's it.
I'm here. You don't need to blow smoke up my butt.
Yep.
Just tell me what you want me to do. Tell me if I'm not working. I'll work harder, or you're calm it down a little bit. You're doing all right. You're overthinking this. And I mean, sports is sports, and coach and player relationships are the core of sports, and especially at college. And it's a real honor and a real, privilege that we know Coach Rhoades, and he had brought you in. How many guys did you bring from VCU? Just him and Ace?
Yeah.
Just the two of you? Yeah. So, I mean, that's just right there. That's a man. And I talk about the guy who recruited me, Dick Anderson. Dick Anderson was the offensive line coach in here. And, he recruited my brother in 1983. He recruited me in 1991. The man still talks to me. The man still looks after me. He still will reach out to me every once in a while, like, hey, how you doing? What do you need? How are you? All that type of stuff. And that's a lifelong relationship right there. And that's what you got with going with Coach Rhoades. And I absolutely love seeing that. And I was reading up on your history today, where you came in from St. Louis. So how the heck did you get from St. Louis to Richmond, Virginia, man?
It's crazy. Coach Rhoades and them, I never even really played AAU basketball growing up until like my junior year of high school. And Coach Rhoades, I don't know how Coach Rhoades and them found me. My high school basketball team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have actually Coach Rhoades had one of my friends who played at my same high school. I wasn't there with him, but he went to VCU with Coach Rhoades, and I guess Coach Rhoades looked back at Vashon and see me.
That's how it works, man. Yeah. That's how it works.
He went back to his hometown in Missouri and said, hey, this guy's a good man.
Yep.
That's all you ask for, right? Yep. As an athlete, all you ask for is honesty from a coach and loyalty from a coach, and then you got that.
No doubt. So let me ask you this: what other sports did you play growing up? Did you play any other sports? Or was it always basketball?
I mean, it always been basketball, but like I play a little football.
Okay. What position did you play?
I play receiver and quarterback. Yeah.
Were you good?
I was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was good.
All right.
I was one of the tallest. I was one of the tallest out there. I probably got one of the best catches in the younger league.
Okay, I believe it. I believe you're a basketball guy. So I played football with a kid named Jackson Hayes, who is a center for the LA Lakers now. And Jackson was on our scout team and wasn't a great receiver until we got into the red zone. And then he was 6'11".
Throw the ball up.
Throw that thing straight up in the air and go get it and be an athlete. Yeah, I'm thankful as the football guy in the room who was only like pretend athletic, not actually athletic. I'm glad basketball players are on the side that they are, because as soon as you guys come over there, it's going to get a lot harder to get on that field for us. So that's funny. Now, let me ask you this. You've been at VCU. You've been at Penn State now for a little while. I want to ask you, what makes Penn State special to you?
Beautiful weather, baby.
It's so warm out here.
It's not. I'm not going to say that. That's definitely not one of them. But it's just like what they say is Happy Valley. Everybody always happy around. Every time I come around, every time I see everywhere I go, everybody happy. It's chill.
No doubt.
You know what makes it happier? Keep winning.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing. When they start putting
numbers before Penn State and they were in their rank, which they should have been last week, by the way. We got Coach Rhoades on after you. We're going to get into that with him. How the heck does that not happen? You beat the number 8 team in the country. I don't know how you're still not ranked, but it is what it is.
You know what the good news is, Goon? Is a lot of time left on that clock to prove it.
So, we just getting started.
Just the start of it.
All right, so we always ask all of our players, what's your major? I mean, what brought you? We know what brought you here. So what are you studying here?
I study rehab and human services.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
I'm like real good with kids, chill. You feel me?
That's great, man.
Kids love me. A whole lot of kids love me. Everywhere I go, kids love me.
Cool, man.
You got a natural talent there. That sounds perfect.
And we always ask all of our guys, well, where do you see yourself in 10, 15 years from now? I mean, we want to go to the NBA, obviously.
Yeah.
You're going to use a degree, hopefully, that you get from Penn State. You use that degree to, after your NBA career, go work at home or something like that with kids.
Yeah, I'm probably having kids. Mom gonna be good. Papa's gonna be good. Make sure my sister's good, and just me doing me.
And where are you working? What is your ideal job? Where do you want to be working?
I probably just want to. I don't know.
Would it be coaching, or is it just working with just true younger kids?
Yeah, I probably like build like a daycare or something.
So we're talking about young kids.
Yeah,
then, right?
I probably like for my sisters too. Like they can have work jobs, cousins, family. Y'all can have work there and all that. I like to look out for the fam.
You can stay here and stay college, man. I mean, you love the weather so much. I mean, you've been talking about it all night. I mean.
Don't let him do that. So this is what he does. If you can't tell, this is Goon's thing.
We'll have you signing up for a house later. Here's your rent. Here's your mortgage payment.
Let me ask you this, Nick. So you mentioned your family. You mentioned wanting to put them in a situation to go win alongside with you. Are they your biggest why? And if not, what is your why?
No, my family is definitely my biggest why. My mom, my little sisters, they all I got for real.
Yeah.
And I grew up with a single mother and two little sisters, so it's always been us.
I respect that. I've got 4 little sisters. And I understand how you feel about that. So let me ask you this. One thing I can't wrap my head around with basketball, especially, is how many games you guys play throughout a year. It just seems excessive as the football player who's used to playing 12 to 15 of them, right? So my question is this: how do you balance being a student, being a family man, when you're on a schedule where you're constantly playing and traveling?
You trying to get Coach Rhoades to give him some load management games off? Is that what we're working on here? You trying to work on that?
Trying to get my guys some rest.
I mean, it's just time management for real. You just gotta set up everything before you do it. Like you gotta know what you got. You gotta know what you gotta do.
Yeah. Goon, did you come in with good time management as a young guy?
No, I went to a good high school, good prep school and stuff. A lot like Moeller.
Yep.
But I got here, I was an idiot. I'm still trying to mature. I'm 52, so
you're
trying to go with that. My first night here at Penn State, I went to study hall, and Bob White was in charge of study hall, and he was my brother's college teammate. And he goes, "Conlon, you're Bucky's little brother." I said, "Yeah, Buck's my brother. I remember you, Bob. How you doing?" He goes, "You're sitting right here next to me." He made me sit next to him for 8 months. 4 months a semester, I had to sit next to him every night. I couldn't get out. Everybody else is screwing around, running around, doing some crazy stuff, and I'm sitting there stuck with him. So
you're sitting there.
Yep.
As you should.
I learned my time management.
So I never had an issue with time management. I was typically the guy that was going to be on time, but I do have a story. So my freshman year, I was a redshirt. I was rooming with Juice Scruggs, who's a starting center with the Texans now. And again, what'd you say?
Name drop.
Just you know what I mean? I'm not some random clown, Nick, just so we're clear. Now, what I'll tell you is Juice and I had a lift at 6 a.m. Friday morning because we weren't on the travel squad. I look at my phone. I wake up in the morning. I'm excited to go lift, as always. My clock says 7:32. Juice Scruggs is in Beaver Hall across the room from me. He's asleep, too. So I wake Juice up. I'm like, listen, man, we're like an hour and a half late for this lift. Coach Franklin always came to the Friday lifts and we'll watch them. And neither one of us had gotten a text or a call from anybody. So Juice gets up, he sprints to the facility as if that's going to save us from the coming punishment of missing this lift. I don't run because I know we're going to be running when we get there. I walk to that facility. And they took us to Beaver Stadium. When I tell you we ran every step in that building 2 times, and then they had a golf cart that they drove next to us while we ran back to Lash. They didn't let us on that golf cart either. So you learn time management the hard way sometimes. As a young player at this level.
Our time management was the old man. If you were 15 minutes early, you were 5 minutes late.
You were 5 minutes late.
That was a hard, steady true right there. And that worked in the weight room too. 10 minutes before. The worst I ever had, I missed one of a summer run on Friday morning. I was hungover. I had overdone it.
30 years later.
All we had to do was like run a couple miles around town and stuff like that. So that's you can get through that. So I didn't make it.
No.
And then the punishment, oh my God, I'll never forget it. It was 100-yard suicide. So 5 yards back, 10 yards back, but 100 yards. And then they started doing bear crawls, 5, 10, 5, 10 back, 20 back. So Your shoulders are completely blown out.
You're done. Yeah.
Your legs are completely blown out, and it's just running. It's like I will never miss a lift. I would never miss a lift again.
Never again.
Positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement. So let me ask you this, Nick. We've been going for a while now. I want to ask before we get off here. You mentioned, again, the rest of the season still being there, and a lot of time left and a lot of growth that you still want to accomplish, and a lot of good teams to go play. What's the mindset that you're carrying into this bulk of the schedule, obviously with the goals that Penn State basketball has as a whole?
Continue being the team who we are, and just all of us doing what we're supposed to do. Like, we all know our roles.
I feel like that's what good teams are able to do, Goon. And correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think no matter who you're playing, no matter what the situation is, when you have a team that's foundationed in who they are and what they do well, and they're not going to sway too far from that, no matter who they're playing, those are the teams that typically I see go the furthest and do well.
I like watching this team. I love watching this team, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I predicted that Purdue game like 10 days ago. I just said I just know that's going to happen. How these guys are, and it starts with internally. I think that Ace, what kind of leadership is he? Is he the leader of the team? Or
definitely. He's definitely the leader of the team.
Always a little guy too. You just want to smack around everyone. So you know what I mean? Like, shut up, dude. But he is the man. And this and that. You got to give him that. That's good though. I like watching him play. I like watching you guys play in general because you guys, you're tough as hell on defense and you can score, which is absolutely fun to watch. So we appreciate it, my man.
Absolutely.
Good luck this season. Thanks for coming on,
brother. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it, my man.
Stay tuned on the other end of the Modelo Blue White Player Show. We have the man, the myth, the legend, that is Mike Rhoades coming.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox State College. I'm the Modelo recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Looking for the perfect gift for the coffee lover in your life? Look no further than W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way in State College. Choose from over 40 different varieties of beans sourced from 25 countries and roasted with love every day here in Happy Valley. And right now, find special holiday gift baskets and flavor variety packs, all available in ground or whole bean. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
With a Timber Kids savings account, you can start to save money, earn prizes, and teach your kids the value of savings. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Building futures is what we do at TFCU.
You really need to belong to a credit union. You belong at TFCU, Timberland Federal Credit Union, a credit union you can grow with.
No matter your message for the coming year, rely on theprinters.com to help you share it. With a broad array of traditional offset and digital printing services and quality reputation that customers have known and trusted for over 50 years, the capable experts at theprinters.com will make you look good on paper. Get started today at theprinters.com. The staff and management of theprinters.com wish everyone a happy holiday season and New Year 2025. Thanks for your confidence and support throughout the year. No matter what you need delivered, trust Handy Delivery to get it done. Experienced professionals are trained to handle your precious cargo with care. Flexible hours fit your busy schedule, and transparent pricing means you know exactly what to expect every time. Go to handydelivery.com or call 814-355-5555. The staff and management of Handy Delivery wish everyone a happy holiday season and New Year 2025. You're tuned in to the Modelo Blue and White Players Show with Keith Goon Conlon, Aeneas Hawkins, and Landon Tengwall. Broadcasting live from the 19th hole at the Penn State Golf Courses every Monday at 6 p.m. all season long. Special thanks to this season's sponsors of the Players Show: Modelo Especial Beer, Lusk & Associates, Sotheby's International Realty, Turner Construction, Austin and Pam Schanfelter, Chris and Lisa Heydrich, Marco Rivera, and Sherry Lane. Now back to more of the Modelo Blue and White Players Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Modelo Blue White Players Show. The man that I'm sitting here with, if you're a Penn State fan, needs no introduction. The head coach of Penn State men's basketball, Mike Rhoades, is in the building, and we are pleased to have you here. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You guys are off to a good start, man.
Thank you.
And I want to get right into it. I had the opportunity to see the video of you speaking after that massive win over the number 8 team in the country, and the passion that came across. My girl was like, man, I love this. It's exciting to watch. And I told her, I'm like, he's a Schuylkill County guy.
Yeah.
This is just who they are. I live with Tyler Elson. And
she was probably shocked that on the microphone I put 3 sentences together. That was probably what.
Are you proud of yourself afterwards?
No, we've been pushing. We've been pushing to get our students there. We've been pushing to get everybody there. Number one, I think this is a really fun team to watch play and to be around. And I want to share these guys with everybody in the Penn State community. So, that was an exciting game, an exciting result. Students out on the court. I didn't script it. It just came from my heart. And just, I think when you have great memories in life, the best thing about them is you can share them with people. When you go to college, that's what it's all about, right? You try to become an educated person. I tell our guys, be an educated man for the real world, but have all these experiences and all these great memories to make you who you are. And, you go back to those special days that was a lot of fun for everybody, not just our team, but for Penn State basketball and what we're trying to do.
I've listened to Nick, and then, obviously knowing the Ace story, bringing 2 guys up from VCU to come up here with you. It's just, it's a credit to you that's the relationship you built with these guys. I mean, that goes a long way with a lot of people, in my opinion. And, Nick, it's a lifelong thing. It's going to be the rest of your life, that you call him to 15 years from now and say, hey, Nick, how you doing? What's going on? How are you? What are you doing? Where's everything at? Hey, we need this or that. He's be the first one helping you out.
Yeah, well, and it really, I got into coaching at 22-ish, and then I became a head coach at 25.
Your whole life,
Yeah, I want to be in the gym my whole life.
You're absolutely right.
And I knew I wanted to do that. And my dad always says, if you're passionate about something and can make it a job, you'll never work a day in your life. And I don't know a lot of people that can say that. I'm very fortunate, but became a head coach at 25. My wife, Jody, she moved down to Richmond with me at 24. And she was the one that said it, like, if we're going to do this for the rest of our lives, let's make it more than just a basketball team. Make it a big family. These guys are more important than just putting the uniform on and coming to practice every day. And so, Joe, we open our house to our guys. We pour into these guys. To me, it's more than basketball, and I think that makes it more meaningful. And then you don't want to give up on guys when you make it more than just a sport, and those guys won't give up on you or themselves or each other. So that's really important to me. Now, these guys think I'm crazy at times because I'm probably a lot more demanding than some other coaches on how to act, how to live, how to, decisions and stuff like that. But I sort of coach the way my dad raised my brother and sister and I, like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and try to be great and try to outwork everybody. And if you're going to bet on anyone, bet on yourself. And Jody and I've always, that's the way we've run our program. And that's the way it's always been a family. And I could call Coach Kurt Bergman that played for me at Randolph-Macon from Pennsbury. I could call Brandon Scott from Hatboro Horsham. I get all my Philly guys that played for me, and we would meet up at the Jersey Shore like yesterday, and it was like we were never away. Yep. Nick is going to be like that, and Ace and all these guys. Like, that to me is more important than just trying to win the game. That's a byproduct of doing things as a.
And then there's a 105-man football team.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Coaches in the college level have that kind of relationship with them. It's tough for the head coach to have that kind of relationship in a football program.
But this, Goon. When adults pour into young people, that's the bond you have. And head coach, special teams, the strength coach.
Yep.
I mean, our
He's your
academic
best friend.
advisor, when you're 18, 22 years old and an adult pours into you and gives up their time and effort for you, you have that young person forever. And, like for Nick, like I've held Nick to a high standard, and I said, just keep getting better all the time and grow up, be mature, grow, keep getting better. And he's a heck of a basketball player, and the dude's a winner. And if he played anywhere in the country, he would impact winning. The neat thing about Nick is he was a guy that came for us. He lost his father figure 5 days into his first week at VCU, and he could have went the other way.
Yep.
We poured into him. He poured into this. I said, just be where your feet are right now. You'll get through this. And this guy turns into not just a great student and a guy that wants more in life, but he's given to his teammates. He's given to each other. He's the face of our program. And, like putting him on the radio today or sending him out yesterday, we did the shopping with the Lions.
Awesome, by the way.
He grabs a kid and goes shopping and have their family as Christmas. I don't have to look over my shoulder or look at. He knows how to go about it.
I interviewed him for 15 minutes. I'm going to tell you right now. If he's ever in trouble, you just got to call his mother.
Oh, without a doubt.
If you
and his grandmother.
And his grandma, I can tell you.
But you want to recruit.
That's good.
You do your homework before you get these kids to commit. And you see how much they love their family. I'll never take a kid, no matter how good of a player is, if he disrespects his parents in front of me. I'm out. What he just said is his mom and his sisters and his family. Those are the type of dudes you want in your program. And he's set the example for all the new guys that came to Penn State last year and this year. Like, he says it a lot in practice. It's not how we do things here. And that's how you build a family. That's how you build a winning program.
Can I ask you a question? And this is just, again, first of all, I agree with everything that you said. One thing Coach Franklin says I agree with is when you love somebody hard, when you love a player the hard way, then you can coach them hard as well. You can get the best out of them. And it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
And I agree with the fact that if you're going to be transformational rather than transactional with the kids that you bring in, that's going to come back tenfold to you, right? In the product on the court and also some of the things. Listen, I got quotes for days. Those are just quotes. Those are just Coach. You sit with Coach Franklin long enough, you're going to write some stuff down. And it's going to stick.
Hawk.
You maybe see this is what he does. Now I lose my train.
No, you're exactly. I mean, I've been in the Lash building. I've watched those practices and been in those meetings, and I could tell that is a program about each other. When I spent last year, I spent a whole day there in camp from 6 a.m. to 11:15 at night. Yeah. They adjourn, he dismisses the meeting at 11 o'clock, 11:15, and nobody's like rolling out of there and leaving. They're all hanging out with their coaches. They're hanging out with each other, and they're walking out slowly, or they're not. That just tells you everything. After if you came to our practice and practice was over today, guys didn't take right out the door, right to the locker room, change and get out. They're hanging out. They're sitting there with the other coaches. Guys get extra shots up. It's not about the sport. It's about what you're a part of. And you want that to become bigger than the sport you play. And basketball brought us all together. The work and the care about each other that we put into each other, that trumps everything. And, I agree with you. Transformational, like I can get kids to play defense and score to basketball, but that's not a lot of fun when you see a guy like Nick grow as a young man and other guys, and then you watch him give to his teammates, to the young guys, and say, no, man, I'm telling you, this is going to work this way. This is how we do it here. This is how Coach Rhoades wants it done. And, when guys walk in your office, not because you summon them to the office, because
they want to, right?
They want to, and they want to, hang out. And we do it like once in a while. I do wellness checks with our guys. We don't even talk about basketball. Take a seat for 10 minutes. It turns into a half hour. And we sit there and BS and have some fun and shoot it. And I want these guys, number one, to trust me. The only way that they trust adults is that you want nothing from them in return. You care about them and you put your time into them.
All you want is honesty both ways.
Honestly. Yep. Well, to a fault, as my wife says, I'm brutally honest. But all these guys know exactly where.
Though.
They all know where I'm coming from.
I'd rather have that than some snake oil salesman. I'm telling you, you want that tough love.
She says sometimes you're a little just too blunt and too brutally honest. And you're right, Nick. Like They know where she's from Lancaster.
Okay, so she's not Scoop. She don't really understand this.
She gets it though. Like,
she does.
But like
She's
that's
Scoop. Is that what they say?
that was the way I was raised, and brutally honest with a lot of love, and I like that combination.
Now it goes back to when you were playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The coaches you had.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Coach, what were your strengths as a player? I know. We talk about you as a coach constantly.
Can I give this?
Please.
Can I give this?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's that dude, like on the other team, that you just want to beat the living crap out of.
Playing hard.
Because he's playing hard, throwing elbows, doing whatever he has to do.
Yep. He's a skookle guy.
But the dude could score.
I could hoop.
You could hoop, though. You're a hooper.
Could score,
so
man.
Please.
So I was a point guard that could score. I made plays.
Okay.
We were part of some great teams at Lebanon Valley. We won the national championship my junior
Absolutely.
year. But I was a younger brother. All my friends were 4, 5, 6 years older than me that I went to the playground with. My brother and his football players were teammates. They're all 2 years, 3 years, 4 years older than me. So I was growing up, I got the hell beat out of me and went back for more every day. So the difference between me and others were like what you can, I can take more than you can dish.
Right.
And that's just Pat went to school with me at Lebanon Valley. I mean, that was who I was. I was going to work harder than you, but when the room got uncomfortable, that's when I was at my best. When the game got uncomfortable and the gym got hot, that was when I was at my best. I think I share that with these guys now that, you have to be the tougher team. And I don't mean tougher, meaning get in a fight. When things get crazy, we smile. When the other team's pulling on their shorts, we laugh at it. We have fun with it. And, you got to kill us to beat us. That's number one. We're going to play harder than you, longer than you. We like to tell our guys we're going to take you to the deep waters where it's dark, and we'll tread all day long, and you won't. And that's sort of our mentality. That's how we play basketball.
I love it. You could see it. You're in year 2 right now, right? You're seeing it.
And Nick and Ace lead the way because they've been with me the longest. And, when he says it all the time, hey, that's just what we do around here.
Yeah.
Some people their eyes get bigger and like, oh my God, but that's how we play. That's how we go about life. And there's no excuses. That was one thing my dad taught me probably better than anything. And if you make excuses in life, you never get to where you want to go. And that's how we coach basketball. Hey, whatever happens, we're not going to make excuses. We're going to learn and we're going to move forward. And that's the one thing I want these guys to know when they're done playing for me is if you want something in life, you got to go get it. You got to pass people out. You got to go through them, around them. But, make no excuses. And the world of sensitivity today and all that, I'm not good at it. I'm glad I'm on a team. But we don't make excuses. We get beat. We learn from it and move on.
I do have, we want to go to commercial break here, but I have one announcement before we go to commercial break. But is there any talk of more rec hall games?
Yeah, there is. We
were there last year.
Oh, it was unreal. I have no problem saying it. Everybody knows how I feel. I play all the games there. It's an unbelievable college basketball atmosphere. But you're talking about a bunch of other sports. There's a logistics issues to it. It's above my pay grade, man.
Is there talk of just doing? Because I had heard
we gotta make our games. Well, I think everything's on the table, Goon. I think everything. We just got to keep discussing it. There's a logistics issue to it all.
I don't see an issue on Saturday attendance. I think Saturday is a great day for Saturday and Sunday because it's not a day trip here. Where you want your fan base went from Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, it's great and all, and Erie and all. It's just 6-7 hours in the car.
Yep.
Watching the game, and if it's a weeknight, you're not going. You're not leaving work.
Yeah, the biggest push we got to do to get more people at games is get our students, more students at games.
Yeah,
because they could walk. They could walk to PJC or to rec. That's the key. I agree with you. On the weekends, people will travel as long as the weather's good.
Yep.
I know what I signed up for.
Beautiful here.
I love it. I was outside playing with the dogs this morning. Nick was probably curled up under the covers. This is great. The other day I ran outside with my dogs with a t-shirt on. I love it.
This is a trend that I sense with Schuylkill County guys. Tyler Elston.
Right now.
I know, man.
This is what I mean. This is exact. Thank you for pointing that out because the Schuylkill County guy I lived with, Tyler Elston, in the middle of January,
North Schuylkill, man.
He would get up and he'd be like, "I'm going to cold plunge in the lake up the road. It's 12 degrees outside." he's walking around t-shirt, no socks on the sandals, and he's just hanging out as if it's not cold. So what is in the water in Schuylkill County?
Yingling.
That's it. Okay. All right. That's a great answer.
Yingling, Boilo.
I was going to say Boilo.
You know what I mean? So
hey, you got any Boilo for Saturday?
Look, so where I grew up,
in desperate need of some Boilo Saturday.
do we have it? We have it by the truckload. Here's what I will say. Where I'm from, when you're playing sports, it's not these beautiful facilities. It's it's the Polish Hall next to the church. Well, there's no heat in there. Can't afford the heat in there. But you had CYO practice on Saturday at 9:00. You wore a hoodie.
Right.
You wore sweatpants. Like we shoveled snow to play basketball in the winter. Tyler playing football. Like they didn't go inside, and they probably didn't even shovel the field. You just went out and you did it. And we all have those stories, but it's still like that in Schuylkill County. I mean, it is what it is. And many a times I played basketball outside, and you had glove on your guide hand, and this hand was bare hand. And when this was frozen, you went home, you warmed it up, and you went back out. And just how it goes. And all the sports, you want to be a baseball player in Schuylkill County, you're swinging in cold weather. That's just how it goes. And that's how it is. Yeah. Wrestlers from my area, that area, like they had wrestling rooms, but they weren't hot.
Right. No,
I remember my brother was a wrestler. They wore all the sweatpants and all that, and just how you did it. And they didn't have these beautiful little setups that everyone has now that think that's how sports are. That's when I was recruiting Nick, it was during COVID his senior year. And I would watch on not Snap, but whatever, social media. He's at the playground in the winter. He wasn't allowed in the gym for COVID. And I'm like, this dude loves to hoop. He's outside playing, and I'm getting all these videos from everybody in St. Louis saying Nick's outside playing. I want that guy. That's the guy I want. And because when something's not going his way, there's not going to be a complaint. He's going to love this opportunity. So I think some guys are just built different, and those are the dudes I want.
Love it. Coach, we really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We do have one announcement, and that is that we are continuing the show into the spring semester winter. We will have winter and spring sports on women's basketball, men's basketball, wrestling, hockey, men's and women's, baseball, softball, lacrosse, all that stuff. So try to spread the wealth here a little bit, not just the football players. Coach,
appreciate that. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Was there any talk about the game moving down in Philly?
Yeah, but it just wasn't working. So we didn't want to mess it up, and our guys are leaving that night to go home for Christmas break. We've had them here since June, so we weren't messing that up. And if so we're gonna go get a win. The football team's gonna get a dub. The volleyball team is going to get 2 dubs and win a natty. So be a good day for Happy Valley. You got it. So we're going to go win the game against Drex. So I'm going to go right to Chicky and Pete's and watch the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys, so much. Brett.
Your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Looking for the perfect gift for the coffee lover in your life? Look no further than W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way in State College. Choose from over 40 different varieties of beans sourced from 25 countries and roasted with love every day here in Happy Valley. And right now, find special holiday gift baskets and flavor variety packs, all available in ground or whole bean. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
With a Timber Kids savings account, you can start to save money, earn prizes, and teach your kids the value of savings. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Building futures is what we do at TFCU.
You really need to belong to a credit union. You belong at TFCU, Timberland Federal Credit Union, a credit union you can grow with.
No matter your message for the coming year, rely on theprinters.com to help you share it. With a broad array of traditional offset and digital printing services and quality reputation that customers have known and trusted for over 50 years, the capable experts at theprinters.com will make you look good on paper. Get started today at theprinters.com. The staff and management of theprinters.com wish everyone a happy holiday season and New Year 2025. Thanks for your confidence and support throughout the year. No matter what you need delivered, trust Handy Delivery to get it done. Experienced professionals are trained to handle your precious cargo with care. Flexible hours fit your busy schedule, and transparent pricing means you know exactly what to expect every time. Go to handydelivery.com or call 814-355-5555. The staff and management of Handy Delivery wish everyone a happy holiday season and New Year 2025. You're tuned in to the Modelo Blue and White Players Show with Keith Goon Conlon, Aeneas Hawkins, and Landon Tengwall. Broadcasting live from the 19th hole at the Penn State Golf Courses every Monday at 6 p.m. all season long. Special thanks to this season's sponsors of the Players Show: Modelo Especial Beer, Lusk & Associates, Sotheby's International Realty, Turner Construction, Austin and Pam Schanfelter, Chris and Lisa Heydrich, Marco Rivera, and Sherry Lane. Now back to more of the Modelo Blue and White Players Show.
We are back at the Modelo Blue White Players Show. We just had Penn State basketball in the house.
Awesome.
It was awesome. I did have to fight the urge to let them know that if I wanted to, I would push Ace Baldwin for minutes right now. I didn't bring that up. I felt like maybe it wasn't the time or the place.
Were you the fat kid who thought he was a point guard?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's why my basketball career ended in the 7th grade. That was nobody was going to tolerate that for much longer. We don't have very much time.
Nah, dude. But I love talking to Coach. I love talking to the players, getting to know them well and all that stuff. I love Coach a long time, family friend for a long time, just a good man. But you hear it in Nick's voice. He talks about, he loves Coach Rhoades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't fake that.
Yeah, you cannot fake that kind of relationship.
Not at all. Not at all. And you can tell when you talk to players how they feel about their guy. And
Sure.
when Coach Rhoades comes on and he opens his mouth for 30 seconds, you can tell that it's authentic, that he's really that way.
Right, he's the heart is on the sleeve. So, Clark, we got 4 minutes.
4 minutes. What do you want to do here? You want to get into Penn State SMU a little bit more?
Who cares
about that? Right.
So, my goodness,
Nobody's here for that.
I love the opportunity. That's all I've asked. We just wanted the opportunity. I mean, you're talking to a guy here who didn't have an opportunity. We were undefeated. I've been waiting for this playoff type of thing. Where, not the 14 playoff. I think it's more open now. Doc was on our show a couple weeks ago. He said, think about the last time there was this much excitement in December, late November, December for college football.
Yep.
Usually it's 2 games.
Yep.
We got 10 more games.
A whole lot of them. I'm excited.
So
it's football.
I can't freaking wait. And I love the fact that we're playing in the elements. Not just us. I mean, Indiana, Notre Dame, Tennessee at Ohio State, and you got, Clemson's got to play at Texas. I love the matchups. Love them.
I do too. I think they nailed them. And again, I don't want to harp on this too much, but SMU is a good football team.
Sure they are. And
it's not a bad thing that's going to be cold up here. I love the Penn State. I'm trying to think of a character from a show or a movie or anything that has a home field advantage. You come to their house, they have extra power.
I mean, Buffalo Bills, when it was snowing a couple weeks ago,
perfect example.
The San Francisco 49ers didn't not want to be on that field.
No.
And that's crazy because it's like you don't even know the breakup of the team, but it's just a mental aspect of the Penn State guys live in this.
Yep. This is
our normal weather.
No doubt.
It's not like we're practicing outside.
Right.
We're practicing in a heated Louisville hall, just the same way.
Well, let's slow down. Let's slow down on that though, because Coach
Coach is outside.
I know Coach Franklin is outside, and here's why I know he's outside. Because when I was on the football team, they would let the defense stay inside with the scout team offense for practice, and they would send that starting offense outside on those grass fields along with the scout team defense, which is where I was. Wow. And we weren't allowed to wear sweatpants. They were seen as a distraction.
Did he just pick on you?
No. I wasn't the only one not allowed to wear sweatpants. That would have been it. That would have been it for me. I would have retired that day.
You just portaled it.
Yeah, I would have hit the portal. That's what I would have done. Yeah,
but we're running late here. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I think it comes down to if that offense shows up that was it in Indianapolis 2 weeks ago.
Yep,
we run away with this game.
Yeah, I think it may be competitive early. Sure. I think.
We're going to have nerves.
There will be nerves. SMU's defense is legit. They've got some talent over there. But I think, again, you talk about the Penn State offense and what they did in the Big Ten championship. If they're even close to that level, they're going to score at will down the stretch when it matters, especially when you talk about the offensive line and the two backs that you have. And I think where the real matchup is and where Penn State can really run away with it is just their defense. And this is going to be a pissed off defense after what happened to Oregon. That was
real quick. What do you think happened there? Just Oregon is that good, or we were just unprepared?
I don't think it was a preparation issue. I think they were just getting beat up. I'll be honest. I think that they did some good things. They made some big plays. They looked like an elite defense at times, but too many chunk plays. And Oregon has kids on scholarship as well, kids on NIL deals as well, and they played well. I think what you need to see shore up a little bit is that pass rush has to be a little bit better because those corners are good, but they're still developing.
Sure.
So you don't want to leave them out on islands against a team like Oregon, who clearly can run for days. And that's really what ultimately cost them. But I don't think this group is in trouble. I think, if anything, Tom Allen kind of sees it a little bit differently now and sees where maybe some of the weak spots are and how a team will try to attack him. And, he's a seasoned vet, and he's going to have his own counter punches. So I'm not worried about that unit.
All right.
You have a score prediction for the game?
I like us by about 15 to 18.
15 to 18.
To be honest with you. I really do. I think it comes down to our offensive line. Yeah. I think that there's so much momentum that we've been riding from that Oregon game at 300 yards running.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we're just going to be sitting there, I know Doc, Doc. He's sitting right here, and he's telling those guys, we got 300. We got to get 315 now. You know? We had 330, 350,
Yep.
And just go out there and impose their will on some people.
And they will. I like Penn State. I like them to win the game 28-7, 28-10.
Okay.
And I think the reason is that the defense is going to be pissed. They're going to play at a high level, and they're going to keep the offense in a good position to win.
Yep.
And the offense is going to do what they've done all year, find ways to move the ball and ultimately score. But I think it's going to be low scoring for SMU. It's cold. Yep. Abdul Carter is going to be flying around, and I think that they shut it down.
Only thing I'm worried about is, do we change our offensive game plan losing Bo? Are we worried about putting Haller out there and getting him nicked up and then having to go to?
I'm not worried about that, primarily because obviously you don't want to lose Bo Prabula. Let's clear that. We all wish Bo Prabula was still there. Bo Prabula didn't want to leave the football team, as Coach Franklin said.
But the way it's just
there's some issues in college football that have put him in a situation where he had to bounce, right? Which is a shame. With that being said, I think that Ethan Grunkmeyer is ready. I think that he's going to be in a position where
as a backup.
Obviously, Drew's going to be the guy.
Sure.
Drew's going to play the entire game unless something goes wrong. But in the situation that it does go wrong, I think Ethan is more prepared than we realize, primarily because we haven't seen him. Excuse me. But again, next man up mentality, and that time can certainly come at any point for him.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, I can't. I think I might suit up. I'm gonna suit up. I'm not gonna make it out of the warm ups. My hamstrings in the pool.
Yeah, exactly. How many plays you got? Somebody's like, look, you
like D tackle. How long would I survive if I went into
your stance? You're just gonna fall in your face.
It's gonna get ugly quick.
You're like all frozen.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have the game on and see me get choke slammed, and that'll be it. I'll retire again. I'm good. I don't need it that bad.
It is what it is, though. But you're out there. I'm just happy for our guys.
No doubt. They've earned it.
Everything. Hawk, love you coming out.
Much love. Yes, sir.
See you guys in December, or November. Jeez.
Yeah.
January in the next semester with some more sports.
At some point.
Hopefully we'll be talking about some bowl games and more national title things for women's volleyball.
Yep.
Hopefully our football team is still playing when we start back up in the second semester. So appreciate everybody this fall. It was an absolutely great time, great year. All the fans, love you. Penn State Blue White Golf Course, the 19th hole. You guys have been fantastic as usual. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. We're out of here. We'll see you guys the next semester.
The Modelo Blue White Player Show. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Sir.
Take care.